OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google all dropped major updates this week, and the sheer volume of new features is overwhelming. OpenAI and Gemini are currently racing to match Claude's Co-work feature. These updates are specifically built to turn a simple chat box into an agent that can handle your local files and emails. Massive app trying to do everything. On the right, native integrations, where smaller AI agents live directly inside your existing documents and folders. Comparing benchmark test scores won't help you make this decision. You need to map these new tools directly against the actual friction in your daily workflow. The only way to stop wasting money on the wrong subscriptions is to identify your exact user profile. You need to know whether you are operating primarily as an admin, a visual creator, or a heavy researcher. Let's look at the operational admin profile. If your day involves triaging a chaotic inbox, drafting emails, managing projects, and spinning up routine documents, so your main goal is removing friction, OpenAI's new Codex interface is built specifically for this. It is a prime example of a unified ecosystem. Codex uses one continuous chat thread, adapting to coding, conversation, and task execution. No switching tabs. But centralization has a cost. In a single vertical stream, multi-step projects get messy quickly, compared to Claude's rigid tabbed folders. The alternative path for an admin is Google Gemini's new native file creation capability. You can now prompt Gemini to build a Markdown file, a Google Doc, or a sheet. It generates the file and saves it directly into your Drive directory, where you can open it and continue editing. It is highly convenient if you live in Google Workspace. However, Gemini's core reasoning model still struggles with the highly technical, multi-step logic that Codex handles easily. As an admin, you have to choose your priority. If you need sheer execution power for complex tasks, go with Codex. If you just want frictionless document generation inside the folders you already use, pick Gemini. Next up is the visual creator profile. Your daily bottleneck is balancing high aesthetic quality with the need for precise editorial control over your assets. For this workflow, the current matchup is between GPT Image 2 and Nano Banana. We can map these two visual tools on a quadrant chart, measuring open creation against precision editing. GPT Image 2 lands perfectly in open creation. When generating a stunning professional concept entirely from scratch, it consistently delivers. The problem arises when you need to change a specific detail. If you ask GPT Image 2 to make a granular, localized edit to an existing asset, it usually fails and rewrites the whole image. Nano Banana occupies the precision editing quadrant. It gives you targeted architectural control. If you need to lock in a character and only modify their mouth by changing a specific expression to mad, it handles that perfectly. The trade-off here is that Nano Banana's from-scratch generation simply lacks the professional polish of GPT Image 2. Visual creators cannot rely on a single platform right now. You need a bifurcated tech stack. Use one tool for initial generation and another purely for targeted editing. Now let's look at the heavy researcher. If you are a student, a lawyer, or an analyst, you process massive amounts of reading material. Your priority is organizing data and ensuring accurate recall months down the line. Google's NotebookLM recently introduced an auto-labeling by topic feature designed exactly for this. This diagram shows the outcome. You can instantly sort massive libraries of class notes and PDF sources into distinct, color-coded subject labels that you can toggle on or off depending on what you're studying today. The major catch is the setup time. Before the AI becomes a useful research assistant, you have to manually upload, verify, and tag all your source documents on the front end. NotebookLM requires the highest initial effort of any tool we've discussed, but for data-heavy users, that upfront friction yields the highest organizational payoff available. OpenAI recently released a specific prompting guide for GPT 5.5. It changes the instructions for how you interact with the model by reversing years of established advice. We have to break the habit of writing overly complex, micromanaged prompts. Giving the AI rigid, step-by-step instructions actually gets in its way. These new models require shorter, goal-oriented prompts. You state your objective, surrender the step-by-step control, and trust the system's autonomous reasoning to find the best path. Clinging to old prompt engineering habits actively degrades the quality of your output. Your tools have to match your specific tasks. Subscribing to every new AI release is a guaranteed way to waste money and create more confusion. This decision tree maps out your best options based on your primary bottleneck. If you are a heavy researcher parsing dense information over long periods, route directly to NotebookLM. If you build visual assets, you need a dual subscription. Pay for GPT Image 2 for your ideation and Nano Banana strictly for editing. And if your bottleneck is file generation and daily administration, pick Codex for centralized complex logic or Gemini for frictionless integration into your Google Drive. Stop chasing the hype of a single universal superagent. Pick the specific lane that removes your friction, build your stack around it, and get back